Our gospel reading for today reminds me of a story in the second book of Samuel, in chapter 11, about the sin of King David. Ewan ko kung natatandaan ninyo yung kwento about David having an affair with Bathsheba, yung asawa ng kanyang sundalo, the wife of his soldier Uriah. How he sent his soldier to the battlefield at ipinwesto pa siya doon sa front lines para talagang mamatay, so that David or the king could take Bathsheba home as his wife. Adultery ang tawag natin sa ganyan. Akala niya nobody knew about it. Well, the story continues in chapter 12. And there, we are told how the prophet Nathan would drop by the palace for a casual visit and a conversation with the king. And the prophet would tell the king a story about two men. One, a rich man who had flocks and herds, mayaman talaga, maraming mga hayop of great numbers. And on the other hand, a poor man, a poor farmer who had nothing but a little lamb. Yun lang ang kanyang treasured possession. And the prophet Nathan would tell David how the rich man prepared a lamb as a meal for his visitor. Pero instead of taking from his own flocks and his own herds, ninakaw niya. He stole the poor man's little lamb and had it killed and served as food for the table. And then the author tells us, nagalit daw si King David. He reacted with anger at the story of the prophet. And he blurted out, ang sabi niya, that man is cruel. He deserves to die. And then the prophet looked at him and he said, ikaw yun. You are the man. Well, in the gospel, Jesus is also telling a story tungkol naman sa landowner who entrusted his vineyard to his tenant farmers. And he is addressing it as a parable to the chief priests and the elders of the people. These are the ones who would later have Jesus executed on the cross. And Jesus tells them how the tenant farmers not only refused to give the landowner his share of the harvest. Well, pinagmalupitan ang mga katulong niya. They seized the servants, beat them up, and even killed some of them. And then the landowner eventually decided, siguro naman if I send my son, they will respect him. Anong respect? They also beat him up. They dragged him out of the vineyard and killed him. Well, following the style of the prophet, Jesus shifts to an interactive mode. And then he asks the audience, ano ba sa palagay niyo ang dapat gawin? What do you think? What should be done to those cruel and wretched servants? At sabay-sabay ang sagot nila, they should die. Dapat mamatay. And the only difference here is, Jesus does not even say, you are those tenants. But at the end of the story, sasabihin ni Matthew, they realized that he was speaking about them. Ewan ko kung nangyari na sa inyo, na-experience nyo na mag-attend ng misa, and while you're listening to the gospel or to the homily, Parang naramdaman mo na kinakausap ka ng Diyos personally. And He's bringing you to a realization or even a change of heart. Merong word dyan, yung mga charismatics. The word that they use is convicted. Na-convict ako. I felt convicted. Di ba merong kasabihan, when you point an accusing finger at somebody, do not forget that 3 others are pointing at you. When you point an accusing finger at anybody, don't forget 3 others are pointing at you. Siguro yun ang dahilan bakit nasabi ni Jesus, do not judge, and you shall not be judged. Or He said, the measure with which you measure others will be measured out to you. Ang panukat mo sa iba, ipanunukat din sa iyo. Alam niyo, sa lahat ng mga Santo Papa who have led the Catholic Church, it's only Pope Francis who has brought across this message very strongly. Lalo na doon sa mga taong may tendency maging judgmental towards others. People who are very quick at labeling others. Sinner yan eh. Living in sin yan eh. Lalo na yung mga nasa irregular marital situations. At alam din natin ang reaksyon ng marami doon sa huling mga pahayag niya, doon sa nilabas ng Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith about blessing for same-sex couples. Well, ang common reaction is, walang lugar yan, sinner yan. Ewan ko ba kung saan nagmumula yung mentalidad na nag-aakala na yung simbahan is an exclusive company of the righteous. Or people who think that the Eucharist is an exclusive meal for the deserving, para sa mga mababait at karapat-dapat. On many occasions, Jesus has reminded people that the best antidote to the tendency to be self-righteous is the reminder. Actually, Pope Francis keeps insisting on this. The antidote to the tendency to be self-righteous is the reminder na lahat tayo makasalanan, that we are all sinners. And the more sinful we are, the more we need God. The more we need the Eucharist, which is a bread broken for broken people. Merong isang linya in Psalm 130 that expresses this very beautifully. Sabi nung verse 3, if you, O Lord, should keep a record of all our sins, who can stand? If you, O Lord, should mark all our iniquities, who can survive?